What do you think the likelihood is that any of these objects were extraterrestrial in nature?
Yeah, I think if your first thought is, I don't know what it is, so it's probably alien. Uh, okay, that makes good storytelling and good news headlines, but chances are it's not. Okay? Because it seems to me if we were succumbing to an alien invasion, someone would catch that on a high resolution smartphone that has video and still photos. And so there's 6 billion smartphones in the world. And we shouldn't have to rely on just what the Navy happens to see in the atmosphere in monochromatic, fuzzy video. We have high quality video all around the world. So it would be odd to me if aliens were only putting their probes in front of Navy pilots.
Okay. I appreciate that. And we'd love to get your take as well on the object seen over Mosul just released. There's a clip. It's known as the Mosul Orb now, allegedly taken from a U.S. spy plane over Mosul back in 2016. That footage released from UFO expert Jeremy Corbell. So the Department of Defense refusing to comment on this object. What is your take here?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Okay, I have no idea. I mean, that's the whole point of the U in UFO, or the UAP, which is just the rebranding by the government of UFOs, the unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's like exactly UFO, right? They're equal things. So no, I don't know what it is. So let's find out.
Let me ask you this.
By the way, we have a military that is tasked to protting us from stuff that could harm us. Yes. They should check it all out. Yeah, and if a little green man steps out, bring it into the town square, and then we're good to go on alien visitation.
I mean, I don't know if we're good to go at that point. I think that's the beginning of a whole nother can of worms. But let's talk about UAPs quickly. The U.S. government receiving more than 350 reports of these unidentified aerial phenomenon, the UAPs, in less than 2 years. That's according to a report by the Director of National Intelligence. And about half of the 350, they're, quote, unidentified. Do you think it's likely we've been visited by extraterrestrials or will be in the near future?
Yeah, no, I just, this being put forth as evidence for extraterrestrials is instead, by my read, evidence of things that we don't know, right? The universe brims with mysteries. I don't have any problems staring at something and not knowing what it is, but resisting the urge to say aliens are somehow coming from space. I need better evidence if you're going to make an extraordinary claim such as that. In fact, I need extraordinary evidence, not simply an object in the sky you can't identify. And what would extraordinary evidence be? Like I said, give me high-res video, the alien walking out of the flying saucer or however they got here. And like I said, cat videos go viral instantly. If someone had a video of aliens coming out of an alien spacecraft, that would be known worldwide. You can't hide that. The government can't keep that a secret. All right. So, and plus the government is not good at keeping secrets. Plus the government is not as competent as people think they are about what it is they think they're hiding. The government can't control the sky. They can't control what you take pictures of. So that's the source of my skepticism. But I don't want to stop people from attempting to find out what these are. Go right ahead.
Do you, Neil deGrasse Tyson, think that we are alone in the universe, or do you believe there's other intelligent life out there?
Anyone who studied the problem would totally be all in on there being other life in the universe for sure. And intelligent life, that's kind of hubristic of us to be the measure of intelligence, because there could be an alien out there who does not count us among the ranks of intelligent species in the universe. So it's audacious of us to say, let's find other intelligent species just like us. For all we know, they have visited us and went back to their home planet and said, there's no sign of intelligent life on Earth.
I mean, 100%, Neil. And this keeps me up at night. I mean, if something else were to discover us, what are the chances they'll think we're anything better than even amoeba or something like that?
Yeah, this is.
I mean, does it end well?
Kind of my point.
Can I ask? Does it end well?
One species.
Yeah.
It won't end well.
Okay.
And by the way, the evil alien trope, I think it's not because we suspect aliens will be evil. It's because we know we're evil to each other when a high technology encounters a low technology. I think they're mirrors to our own behavior of how we knowingly treated ourselves in the history of exploration and discovery. So yeah, aliens are a metaphor for our own evil, as far as I can tell.
Wow. Neil, what keeps you up at night?
Wondering whether we are smart enough to answer the very questions we have posed about our place in the universe. Or worse yet, are we smart enough to even know what question to ask? That keeps me awake at night.
Great answers. And this is a fabulous book. You make some pretty remarkable predictions for the year 2050. Self-driving cars replacing all current vehicles. One stood out to me. You say humans will be able to regenerate limbs. We certainly encourage our viewers to check out Starry Messenger. And really appreciate your time. Neil deGrasse Tyson, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.